and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be sharing a very sad and unfortunate story here today. This is talking about women and the fact that they are getting tired of being punching bags for men. This story is tragic because there was a loss of life. But it involves a man who was choking on, or should I say allegedly, it involves a man who was allegedly choking and beating a woman who was pregnant, his girlfriend, right? And she feared for her life. This is what the report says. And she decided to defend herself. And so she took out a gun and she shot him. It kind of reminds me of a story that I recently shared where there was a woman inside of a house, and her Ring app or her porch camera actually captured her boyfriend or her husband. He was on the front porch and he was pounding his way through, kicking and pounding and just violently hitting on the door. And he was also threatening her. So all of this was captured on camera. He's telling her what he's going to do, right? And so she had a choice to make. Do I wait till he get through this door and do whatever he's saying that he's going to do to me? Or do I get a weapon and defend myself? So this woman got a weapon. She defended herself. And when he got on the other side of that door, she blasted and shot him and took his life. And so this is another very similar story. This woman was pregnant. She says that her boyfriend was choking her and beating her, and she feared for her life. She felt threatened, and she shot and killed him. So I'm going to share this story with you all so that you can hear it right from the report here. And I'm going to just sit back and watch it along with you. But it's a very sad and unfortunate thing. But again, women are getting tired of being punching bags for men. Let me say this real quick too. I remember the last time I shared a story like this, there were men in the comment section who were trying to say, you don't know what happened before all of this. And basically trying to make excuses as to why the woman on the other side of the door shouldn't have shot him, right? You don't know what she did to him to cause him to do all of this, right? All I know is this. He was on this side of the door. She was on this side of the door. He was threatened to come in and do something to her, right? And so what happened before that doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. If you two are separated and you're threatened to harm her, but she decides that I'm going to get me a gun and I'm going to defend myself, case closed. She defended herself from someone who was on camera threatening her and doing very threatening things to get to her. So I'm going to say this to you mothers. Since men are laying all the blame on mothers for raising out of control sons, they don't give any blame to the men or the absent fathers. They just come up with excuses and say, well, she this and she that. Whatever the excuse they give, they are laying the charge on you for raising these sons. So I want to say this. Women, you better start teaching your sons that there are women out here, or daughters. Someone has a daughter out here who's not going to allow herself to be beat. Okay? She's going to do what these two women, in the cases that I mentioned, she's going to do what they did. She's going to defend herself, if that means a gun, a knife, whatever, a stick of dynamite. This woman, or these women out here, are tired of being beat. And so you need to teach your sons to keep their hands to themselves. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and roll this video. I meant to roll it before now and save all that commentary for after, but here we go.
And also developing this afternoon, Harris County deputies say a pregnant woman shot and killed her boyfriend, and she claims it was self-defense. This happened at a house on Baltic Lane that's south of Spring, west of the I-45. Anieli Ruiz joins us live with the investigation.
And Anieli, deputies say there were kids in the house when this happened?
Well, that's right, guys. There were several kids inside the home. Fortunately, they were not injured, but they did hear the arguing and the gunshots.
The shooting happened this morning in the 1200 block of Baltic Lane.
The 30-year-old female called 911 and stated that she had shot her boyfriend in self-defense.
When officers arrived, they say they found the woman's boyfriend dead.
A 29-year-old black male was found deceased with multiple gunshot wounds just inside the front door of the residence.
Investigators tell us she shot her boyfriend after he allegedly punched and choked her. She told them he continued to move towards her and continued to assault her. That's when she told investigators she shot him.
The female, who is the shooter in this incident, was transported to Houston Northwest hospitals with injuries that are consistent with an assault. She is also 1 month pregnant.
Investigators tell us they had to interview several children who were in the home when the shooting happened. They say the children heard the arguing and the gunshots. The children range from ages 10 to 17.
It wasn't one of those things that just occurred in one room in the house, nor do I think it was an incident that occurred in a short span of time. I believe it may have been, going on for quite a bit this morning.
Well, so far, no charges have been filed against the woman. Now, the investigation will be presented to the DA's office. The DA's office will then present it to a grand jury. No word yet if the woman is still out of the hospital, but of course, we'll continue to follow this and bring you guys the very latest. Live, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
Okay. So, as you just saw there, this woman felt like she had to defend herself. Of course, who knows what happened in the moments before all of this, but from what the officers were saying, it sounds like it was an ongoing conflict and something that didn't just happen spur of the moment. No one knows, right? I'm pretty sure that the children could give more details, and they didn't even say what race or color the woman was. They just said that we're dealing with a black male here. So the woman could be any race, Since it's a black male, she could be any race. A black woman, white woman, Asian woman, it really doesn't matter. Women, period, are tired of being hit on, abused by men, right? And so, again, this is a very tragic situation, but I want to reiterate to mothers, since you are being blamed, since men are blaming women for raising out of control men, and men are taking no responsibility or zero responsibility for how these young men turn out. I understand that the women are raising them, but where is the sperm donor? Where is the absent father? Now, every story isn't the same. Some stories are the man didn't even know the child existed because he didn't have a relationship with the mother. And so therefore she had this baby alone, which that's not good. You can't just randomly sleep with people making babies, right? Some situations, and in many cases, this is rare, y'all. It's rare that it's a situation where a woman absolutely just took the child away and he couldn't get to the child because she took him away and he was trying his best to see his child and she wouldn't let him. Okay? There are cases where women do keep the children from the dad, but a father has a legal right, and some men don't pursue that legal avenue to get legal rights to see their children. So I think if it's that deep, if you really want to see your children, you can get legal rights to do so. Let me just correct something for those who are just looking for anything. I know that a lot of times, this is not a rare thing, but many times people try to make it seem like that is the main reason why fathers are absent. That's really what I wanted to say. That's not the main reason. A lot of times fathers are absent because they just don't want to be there. Okay? They just don't want to have anything to do with their children. And of course, we are not talking about every man, right? Because that is not the case with every man. Some parents do want to be there and they are there. Okay, even if the mother is a single mother. You have some men who just don't want to. Some men who don't know the child is there. Whatever the reason is, the issue is this. There is a duty on both sides to raise black men and young women, black women, to be productive, law-abiding citizens. All of it should not fall on the woman. But since the charges fall on you black women, you better teach your sons to keep their hands to themselves. okay? Because if you don't teach them, we are starting to see more and more women who are saying, look, I'm not going to take this. You are not going to put your hands on me. I'm going to fight back, or I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to enforce my Second Amendment rights. Whatever it is I must do to keep myself safe. You have women who are now saying, look, I'm not going to be the punching bag. I'm not going to be the one laying on the gurney or the stretcher or 6 feet under. Okay? Women are starting to say this. I'm not going to be the one who's going to be buried. If you want to put your hands, some women are starting to say, if you want to put your hands on them, that you're going to be the one to meet your maker. So teach that to your sons so that they can keep their hands to themselves, and we don't have to keep hearing and seeing these very, very tragic stories. Tragic on both sides. Okay? I'm done with this. I want to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. What do you think about this story? Whether you're a man or a woman, if this man indeed did what this woman said, which was choking her and beating her, and she's pregnant. We've all heard these stories before, men knocking their wives or girlfriends down the stairs and she's pregnant, black in their eyes, doing all kinds of things. If this is what is happening, did this woman do the right thing? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, share and like this video. And with that, I'm finished.